All right, friends, it's time we finish off this little web that we got started a couple weeks ago. So here's the deal. You were given this gold sheet and I left the back blank so you could add these other things to the back. And I hope that you go back through your notes and you add the most important stuff, all the little things that you might not see here, and all the things you saw in the video and all the things from your notes, and maybe there's some things you saw in the book. I hope you add that to the back. All the things that are going to help you remember stuff. Excuse me, since the last time, I'm fine. Since the last time you saw this thing, I've added some stuff. And if you look carefully, it's color-coded. Everything that's purple is an example of things that go together. So like this equation goes with that situation, we'll go with that graph, which I'll finish with you in a second, which goes with that table. I just had pizza. It was cold and there's an olive stuck right there. So, and if all I did was graph the, oh yeah, I've got 5, 0, and there's my y, my x-intercept, x-intercept. If all I did was that, and then I went, oh yeah, the equation where it hit the, remember that from the last lesson? If all I did was hit that and go, oh yeah, I just need the parabola that does that, but I just want to quickly remind you of this trick. It shows up in the table, but it shows up in the graph, and they go together well. So like that whole right one, left one, up one. And from that point, right one, left one, up 3. And you can see that here. I'm going up 1, up 3, up 5. You can actually see that play out. And that'll have me with a nice, happy parabola. It's a happy parabola. And it meets this requirement. That parabola hits the x-axis at one spot only, and the equation for this is here. And if you think about it, it's actually in vertex form because I could always add 0 and my vertex would be at 5, 0. Hits the x-axis at 5. It's pretty sweet. But more to the point, like how do I move among these things? Like the situation to the equation. Well, look for stuff that they give you in all that language. Here they gave you an x-intercept, which happened to have to be the vertex. That was something, right? And from there, you can think it through and finish it off. How do I go from the situation to the graph? Well, it's a parabola, hits the x-axis at just one point. Now, I could have this facing down, but I thought, what? I'll do this facing up. And the situation to the graph is not so bad. Just thinking about what they give me. What do they tell me in this thing? Going from the graph to the situation, you might have to get creative. If somebody hands you a graph, like with those water balloon stories, then you could think about like, oh, they launched it here and it got that high and then it hit the ground there. Like you can figure that stuff out and you could tell what the story was, what the situation was. We've got the zero product property, which we talked about well before our separation. And then we've got vertex form, but remember you have other forms. You've got standard form. Again, I hope you put these 3 forms on the back of this yellow sheet, the gold sheet. And factored form. That gives you the x-intercepts. This gives you your vertex. This gives you your y-intercept. 3 forms. I put that on the back of this sheet with a quick little example right next to each one. This is about as much as we can cram into one of these tables. That's why we've got the back side of that sheet. By the way, if you didn't get word yet, your folder is outside my classroom door. I would come and pick that up. I've got some graph paper out there. Grab 6 sheets. 6 is enough. And if you didn't have this gold sheet with you, it'll be in that folder. So take that home, and remember, you got assessments coming up, so just take it, come and get it, and it'll help you on those assessments. So complete this thing, and you'll be ready to take on the last bit of homework for this week and any assessment on quadratics that I'll throw at you.